everybody, this is Salvi here with the VTuber news coming right up for you. Before that, of course, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell, and the like button as well, and let's get right into it. They have a whole new controversy. Well, controversy has been going on for a bit, but now it's just gotten worse as we go to Offkai Expo. Offkai Expo Gen 5 has begun and is going to be going on until the 26th. And with that, they have a specific sponsor that is getting, well, everybody up in a tizzy. It's getting everybody a little bit ticked off. A lot of people ticked off. And some for, legit reasons we're going to talk about here. This Offkai is open. If you're a creator, come collect your free swag bag before they're gone. If you're not a creator, come say hi. We don't bite. Your fave VTuber is Friday at our booth today. Come verify that for yourself. They have this whole thing here where it's 18 plus only. But it is right in the middle of the whole exhibition hall, which is what people have an issue with. I particularly don't like the fact that they are in the middle of a place where it's all ages, and you have an 18 plus sponsor right in the middle of everything. That is the only issue I have. I don't have an issue with people being on the site. I don't have an issue with people making money on the site. That is their own thing. They're consenting adults. I don't care at that point. But the point is, like a lot of people are saying, having this in the middle of the all ages exhibition hall is problematic for many reasons. But let's see what many people say here. So much for meeting me today. The girls at the counter did a good job of making you consider joining. And kids, oh, look what the section looks like, a booth for selling shoes or shirts or kind of stuff. Logo shaped of a heart shape, maybe healthcare booth. Yeah, kids will be confused. But there's no worry if they are accompanied with adults, but the issue that a lot of people have is the unaccompanied minors. Minors are allowed at the convention. You're promoting that and ruining your life by... See, this person, I can absolutely criticize the fact that they're there in the middle of everything. I don't really like people criticizing the people that work for it, and they're saying that they're doing it for money, blanking themselves out for money to children. I don't think anybody is specifically targeting children in any of this. It's just, it is just strange that they have it in the exhibition booth there. I won't go as far as this person did here, but I do agree that it is kind of weird that they have it in the all ages one. They are a big sponsor though. They are a big sponsor of Offkai. That's more than likely why they gave them a nice big booth in the middle of everything, because that was probably a request that Fansly had themselves. So that is, money does rule a lot of things in this world. So it is not unexpected that they would have this whole situation happen there. Deja vu, zero safeguards for minors, links plastered all over it. Did you even listen or take any of the concerns people raised seriously? It says should be shut down for having a link on display in the main square that is direct link to that type of stuff. Similar convention that's open to the public has an 18 plus section is Anime Matsuri. Controversial as that has been zero and has my zero support. They do have an 18 plus section, so I'm assuming that Fansly booth is in that 18 plus section. That is the big issue there. And the fact that this is perfectly acceptable, letting anyone, including children, scan the QR code. That QR code does lead to certain things. We're going to talk about first the reaction people have to it. People will defend putting a booth dedicated predominantly to P content in an area where minors are allowed, then act surprised when politicians try to push digital ID. And you have, this is what it leads to. I'm not going to play the video. I have seen this video. The site that the QR code leads to is basically the VTuber area, which has a lot of not safe for work stuff. It leads directly to it. It says, since people seem to claim that the link is no big deal, this is what anyone who scans the QR code has been exposed to, with no account required. So because they don't have an account, it has the has some things, grayed out, which are the ones that show, the actual parts of the woman, and most of the other ones have things like this that can actually be played by anybody that are going on there. Wouldn't be a total shame if someone were to happen to say call the police and say this convention with minors links to adult sites. I mean, you could do that, but that's kind of like going a little bit overboard. This is through Proctor's Zakharov's video thing. It said to me to confirm exactly what was predicted. This booth is in the main con area, fully accessible to minors. Link leads directly to uncensored P. It's confirmed that the shadow of a doubt that Offkai is exposing minor students to the P stuff, and that is why people are going a little bit wild right now because of all this. Some people say, like Mama Oko says, again, at a con that allows children, wouldn't care at all if kids were banned. Then you have, the stuff that you just saw there. You have butt and stuff like that. Luckily, no actual anything else other than butt is there. I mean, butt is just normal, I guess. But you see all these things here. People are, going crazy over that. And we do have people at a Comic-Con or Anime-Con, Offkai Vtuber Convention. Over here, explicit sexual content is hidden behind a login, and all the other videos are either talking about these type of things that I can't say on YouTube without getting myself demonetized, or showing those type of toys. Those are viewable without having to log in. I'm fine with fantasy as a platform, but let's not BS ourselves. Everything, vast majority, is S in nature and shouldn't be advertised in a place that's accessible to minors. Same principle in something like cigarettes. So yeah. It says this whole is finding your Oshi on Fansly just feels unsettling to me. Are more and more VTubers just becoming people are, this person is just criticizing sex workers in this case. If it started one, but that's the first impression of them. To see that hits me is boring and shallow. Find your Oshi's butt and the brown star, some people would call it. Generally don't understand why it wasn't in the 18 plus partition. You have people calling out Proctor for being someone who has post fantasizing about assaulting Merryweather, also known to go around UK cons handing out business cards to strangers, then going as far to complain about the VTubers talking about openly about being queer. So yeah, you have these things here. Everyone has something that you can criticize them for. They're trying to diminish what Proctor is saying because of the things he said before. It is a legitimate concern. All these things are legitimate concerns. And, people says, remember how everyone said you're blowing it out of proportion, not going to be in the main area, it's going to be in the back where minors aren't going to be. Y'all just hate women. And gee, wonder what they'll say this time to excuse it. And yeah, other people are just saying it's awful. They're not agreeing. Everyone was defending it, said it would be kept away from minors. Unfortunately, this is what ends up happening when it comes to this. I honestly thought they were going to keep it in the 18 plus area. I truly did think that they were going to keep it in the 18 plus area, or, something like that, someplace not as open as this. That's where I have an issue, because the QR code can be scanned by anybody that has a phone. Teenagers have phones, they know how to use QR codes, and that is the first thing they see, and it hasn't been like requiring a login for that. I understand why it doesn't require a login for if adults are the ones reaching for it, because you want to, I guess, entice people to do that. But the fact is, this is a place where there are unaccompanied minors in general, and they get to reach that. If you knew that was going to be happening, then maybe just during the con, have it a little bit more censored, and then after that, you can do whatever the hell you want. But I'm not the person that owns Fansly, I'm not the other person that owns Offkai, so what do I know? You guys let me know down below what you think. Ooh, subliminal messaging, follow the squirrel, subscribe to the squirrel. This is not a psyop, this is just me being a dumbass. Ooh, subscribe. An update has come about from the big news that I shared several days ago, earlier this week. I think it was in the early part of the week of the 24th, which was maybe around the 18th, 19th, 20th, etc. We have this, which is Mori Calliope's. She is going to be part of this anime. Mori Calliope is, of course, an English member of Myth, an English-speaking member of Myth, the first generation of Hololive EN. Says, though I am a villainous, tale of the butterfly rat body swap in the Maiden Court. It is a manga turned into an anime. It's in the new season of anime. We have Toho Animation, which is the one that is, doing everything there, is saying this is the English cast. You have Alex Lee being Shinu, which is I've already been watching it. I wonder how this is going to happen, how it's going to go, because that is one of the characters, not main characters, but one of the larger characters in the whole thing, does have a lot of screen time. We do have this one as well. Lily, I'm interested in how this one's going to go too. She is the handmaid, or, the maiden for this one here. Not for her, but, these two are maidens for the antagonist here and the protagonist here. So, Ko Tosetsu is a large member in here. She is the maiden for the protagonist, which is one of the consorts, I believe, or at least one of the ones in the rear palace in the Chinese terms the rear palace. They're part of the rear palace. And she is one of the main characters there, along with, you know, the protagonist, antagonist, etc. Yet she has a lot of screen time, so I am wondering how this is all going to happen. We have here from Mori Calliope, Calliope, saying, I'm thrilled to announce my first ever anime role as Ko Tosetsu in Though I Am an Inept Villainess. I'm new to this world, but I'm putting all the love I can into Tosetsu. I hope you watch this as the story unfolds. It's such a good one. It is a good one. I've been watching it so far. When I auditioned for the show, I thought there was certainly no way I'd make it, but here we are, and directed by one of my voice acting heroes, no less. It's been a journey, and it's not over yet. Please look forward to the development and in Mori C's voice acting journey. Let's go! I'm so stoked for you, dude. Ama, thank you for always being such a cool VA senpai. I'll make you proud. Woo! Love this anime. Congrats. So yeah, Paco Papa, thank you. Yo, this is awesome. Congratulations. Big ups always, Brandon. Thanks so much. A lot of people that know her are just very excited. I'm super excited. This is great to see, and I hope more VTubers are able to get this opportunity, whether it be Hololive, big agencies, whatever. Opportunities like this are hard to come by because you are going against various people. So it is a rough one, but she made it. She made it, my guys, my dudes, my fellas, my ladies, all that kind of stuff. She made it. I'm so glad she did. Onigiri is a VTuber, a female VTuber, who right now has a bit of an issue. Well, that's a kind of an understatement. She cut herself on a stream where she was doing cooking. That is expected to happen eventually. You know, it's just you don't measure things correctly, like the distance between your finger and the knife, and you have a very, very sharp knife. It will cut right through it, all the way to the bone in some cases. So this is what ended up happening to her here, that we're going to take a look at, and then come out on the other side to talk about the whole thing that happened afterwards. This was as she looks like she was cutting either, it looks like maybe bell pepper, a red bell pepper. So let's take a look at this, and then we'll come on afterwards.
Ow! Okay.
That's where she cut herself. So she doesn't know what to do, because it's a deep cut. Because that is one of those Japanese carbon steel knives. They're extremely sharp. They go extremely deep when it comes to those type of cuts. So she is going there. She is cleaning it to see how deep it went. And there she's trying to figure out what she's going to do. So yeah, it's she doesn't know it. Well, I mean, when it goes that deep, you really don't know what you're going to do after that. So she also doesn't want to worry the community. So that's why she's kind of just taking time to figure things out.
It's okay to make mistakes during your cooking.
I have a first aid,
Nobody is
yeah.
perfect.
She has first aid kit.
Doing the hard work and know that you are our favorite Toshi.
Thank you, chat. I appreciate it. I sliced it almost through, but I was able to stop at the very end. Like on the corner. I just don't know how deep it is in the flesh. I'm worried about the flesh part, because nail can grow back, I think.
So yeah, you're hearing things like that. She just doesn't know exactly how deep it went. She pretty much is trying to figure everything out at this point right here, and trying to see.
I stopped basically.
That's where it is. Basically, she's showing the other finger, because she can't show that because TOS and stuff. She shows the other finger of how deep it went, and it cut through the nail. Like I'm telling you, that those knives are extremely sharp. So it cut through the nail. That's the cleaver she was using. Those knives are very, very sharp and expensive too. So she cut right through. And it says right here, Vito did announce recently that they are going to postpone the stream. And it says Giri needs to postpone the stream. It's going to be a stream with Vito and Neuro. She cut her finger now, just live, and told half her thumb is hanging onto dear life. Stay tuned. Hopefully, additional information. He did exaggerate a bit. He did exaggerate. I saw live. He's exaggerating. It did look like she might have taken a small flap of skin off with the big knife she was using. Those sorts of cuts bleed like a son of a bee and are super painful. So getting professionally seen is a good idea. I've had those cuts. I've mentioned before the last time that I talked about this, because I did talk about this before. That but now we have a bit more information. That's why I'm updating you guys. I cut off, like I sliced off a piece of meat off of the top of my the first knuckle, the furthest knuckle, closest knuckle to the nail on my index finger, and I was able to reattach it myself, because, you know, I'm Latino. I don't like going to the doctor. So I reattached it myself, pushed it there, and luckily it wasn't fully sliced off. There was enough there that there was blood supply to it that it attached itself again. It's fully attached again, but that section no longer has feeling when it comes to nerve endings. It does happen that way. Luckily for her, didn't seem to cut everything fully off. It is an exaggeration. It's not quite that bad. Vito's terrible at breaking bad news. He kind of just adds a little bit of comedy into the thing. Like, he comedically overreacts. And it says Onigiri announced that the Neuro Collab has rescheduled for next Thursday in this next week, and it is here. Small update for those worried. Everything is okay. The doctor says the cut is a bit deeper than it looks, but nothing detrimental. But I should get rest and not to get it wet. And I have a follow-up tomorrow to make sure everything is healing okay. The Neuro Collab instead has been rescheduled for next Thursday, so we'll have a lot more fun. So she is making sure, because she does cooking streams a lot, that she keeps it out of anything, any other knives, any other anything that would irritate it, any water that would prevent the reattachment of that section of skin, of meat in this case, because the nail, like she said, the nail will grow, it'll regrow. But that whole thing there, I thought her thumb was hanging on by the skin of her hand, reading Vito's announcement, but bro didn't have to scare me like that. You can look at the clip, there's no blood visible in it. She knows how bad it is by using her other hand. It really didn't seem that bad from the description. Really sharp blade, so it's good she takes it seriously. Yeah, better to be safe than sorry. I had my finger sliced open by opening a can of cat food wrong. Good thing she didn't have to get stitches. I read Vito's announcement about what happened. Giri is such an amazing person. Even with her arm barely hanging on by a thread, she managed to send us an announcement. So people are even exaggerating there. She, with no arms, no one leg, no face, she was still able to reschedule the collab. So yeah, people are just, adding to that whole thing. And it says maybe there are two of them. And yeah, it is not fun what happened to her. It is around here, like I said before, around this section a little bit before that, where she is.
After another shadow.
She is right around here, cutting again.
Oh.
And there you go.
Okay.
And that is, I mean, she knows very well how to cut. It's just one of those moments of inattention, etc. You don't judge things correct, and it does suck that happened to her. But luckily, the update is she's doing well, and she's recovering. It's gonna probably leave a scar in one way, shape, or form. Maybe her nail's not gonna grow right in that area, but at the very least, she still has her finger. She still has that section of her finger, and all is good. Akemi Nekomachi is a VTuber that is looks Indonesian most part from what I'm gathering here. They're part of GravT channel. Weekly schedule was already put there. Business inquiries. They had recently announced the GravT's future activities, and one of the things that they had mentioned recently was this. Thank you for support to this day. First and foremost, I would like to sincerely apologize to the third party who wishes to remain anonymous, as well as Akahomies, INVNT, Invent, I guess, GravT, and everyone in this community. Realize you do not deserve to be on the same team as people I work with. Come from a troubled past, so I have never been a perfect person. I have always made mistakes throughout my life, and I've taken accountability for my actions, especially for what happened in 2016. While I will not be sharing any details regarding what happened out of respect for the victim, who does not wish the details to be disclosed, wishes to remain anonymous, I do not want to pretend it never happened. My ignorance and lack of understanding at the time caused a lot of trouble. I would like to publicly apologize for everything mentioned above. We have discussed the matter thoroughly among the people involved, with a third party present to help us reach a fair understanding. All I can do now is make sure I do not repeat the same mistakes. Apparently this was a bad enough mistake that they decided to leave the agency. I don't really know what's going on here. Because here, basically, Akemi once allegedly did that to someone in 2016. That is very heavy. SA'd someone in 2016. Worse than SA, like actual without consent type of thing. And they did make, thank you so much for everyone with continued support. We decided to go in separate ways because of differences in our long-term vision as a group. Please keep on supporting Gravity. And we have Gravity here, who is putting out here. We would like to announce the departure of Akemi Nekomachi from GravT here, and effective immediately upon the written date of the statement. We fully understand that this news may come as a shock. After days of extensive internal discussions and external coordination, made the final decision to part ways as it become clear our values are not and have never aligned. As a result, we will not be continuing our activities with Akemi moving forward. This is kind of an aggressive statement, but they have to in order to push away from the history that is allegedly a part of it, and of course make sure that they are not getting affected by it. We are aware that many of you have questions regarding the decision. However, we are unable to provide further details at this time, as it involves a third party who has requested that it not be discussed publicly at this stage. We ask that your understanding and respect for the privacy of everyone involved. We hope you understand that GravT have never supported and won't ever condone what Akemi did, even in the past. Moving forward, we will continue our activities as a trio consisting of Ave, Daim, and Reynard. We sincerely appreciate your continued support as patients would work forward with extra care on any past ongoing projects, including Akemi, and move on into this next chapter. We apologize for any damage and disappointment this may have caused. And people are having statement from Dame. My perspective and statement on this thing here. Hope you can read it. And they have a long statement there about the whole thing. You know, that each one of them have statements disavowing what Akemi did, what went on there, and just pushing themselves away from that. They appreciate people's understanding and things like that. So yeah, I'm glad that they did push away. It is understandable that they would do it in the aggressive tone that they did, because this is not something you ever want to even leave a shadow of a doubt, even a little bit of a doubt, whether you fully support or don't support the person. You want to pretty much let them know, nah, dog, I don't want to have anything to do with this. I don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. This is going to destroy us if we continue this. So you are out fully. And that's the best way to do it. It sounds aggressive, but based on what they did with the SA, it is necessary. Mariya and her community have done something big, and today we're talking about her. She is an English-speaking VTuber from V4Morai in 2023. Well, originally from V4Morai in 2023. She and she still is a part of them as their pedalite, Monomone, Yayogiri, etc. And she did retire in 2025 on October. And there was a failure of contract negotiations, things like that. She did move to Emilia Fell, I believe, for a bit, and then she came back to Mariya. And because after everything that ended up happening, just real quick background, after everything ended up happening, she did get her Mariya IP back. I don't know what magic she pulled, but she was able to get her Mariya thing back from V4Morai. Because V4Morai has, well, let's just say some management can be a little bit weird with V4Morai. So she's no longer a part of it. She did go to Emilia Fell in the meantime, but she has both now. She has Emilia Fell and Mariya, so you may be seeing her in either or. And we're going to take a look right now at something she did as Mariya herself. Thank you for coming to the blood drive. When I met with SBC, I made an estimation for units of blood, and we hit it 3 times over. Thank you for giving this vampire your blood for those who need it. It was a blood drive for the Stanford Blood Center. This is great because this helps patients who need it, who need blood transfusions for various reasons, whether it's actual emergency situations where, you know, they lose a lot of blood and need transfusion, or it is a medical condition where they need transfusions consistently. Either way, it is great to be able to give some of your life, literally some of your lifeblood, to someone else. It says, please send me pics that you took of your arm, Oshikatsu, the freebies, the bloodmobile. You were able to donate. There's a shortage, and you can donate multiple times a year if you weren't able to donate yet. So, same time next year. Congrats on this huge success. Still love your vampire, and stands for very much. I helped run a blood drive over there at Ramstein Air Base in Germany. I always get to see VTubers helping people out. And staff were friendly, made it real smooth, and I felt great all day. So yeah, you got some merch stuff there as well. Little benefits as well. You got the standee there. Not well, I would say standee, like the cardboard standee, I guess you would call it. Cardboard cutout right there in front of the blood center truck. And unfortunately for myself, I can't give blood because giving blood literally makes me anemic. I don't know why. It's just one of those things for me. I've always been right on the edge of anemia, and whenever I give whole blood or anything like that, I get anemic. So yeah, it's just one of those things that unfortunately I can't give whole blood. But big congratulations to the community, and I hope that this continues in the future. Momosuzu Nene is a female Japanese VTuber, and the person that has a lot of husbands out there in the VTuber world of Hololive, and along the fans of Hololive. It's the 5th generation with Lami, Botan, Alo, and Poka, 5th generation of JP side. They recently have announced that they are going to be having, well, not recently, they announced it in May, I announced it in May, but a reminder of the first live concert happening on the 29th of July, Tokyo Garden Theater, Momosuzu Nene first live rise up, Nene, full flourish. First round venue tickets are on sale. They were on sale, and by now it's probably already sold out. It was a long time ago, but the reason why I'm bringing it back up is, number 1, it's happening soon. Number 2, you have the flowering Super Bloom live announcement video is currently being broadcast on the Visions of Shinjuku, Cross Shinjuku, the Shinjuku Unica, the Cross Shinjuku, Shibuya, Shueisha, Shuisha, that's a bad one, I'm sorry. Akihabara Radio Kaikan, and Gigo Vision Ikebukuro. They're all going to be there until July 29th. This is a look at this. Of course, the reason why they have blurred out things here is because they, in Japan, they tend to blur out the faces of things, and any companies not related to them are also usually blurred out as well to protect the privacy and just to protect the branding of other ones, since they're not getting permission to actually get the branding out there. And yeah, it's exciting that she's having her first concert here, and it's going to be in Tokyo Garden Theater. And you can see the seating chart here. So it's not going to be a huge place, but it's going to be a place full of many people who have Nene as their Oshi. So congratulations to her for getting that and for having, in so many places, this announcement here. We always got to touch the shit. Look, my balls go into the... you know what? Never mind. Never mind. What is this? I'm going into someone's shaft. I'm going deep in the hole. And I'm going to get burned. I'm not going to enjoy this, am I? This is not going to be one of those fun hole trips. The fun spelunking, fun hole trips. Not going to be one of those. Oh, I found the boss. I think I found the boss. Wait, no, it's not the boss. It's something else. Something else! Still, my balls don't fill in this hole. I guess I have to get off of you. I was busy riding in the hole, man. You gotta ride the hole. You gotta break these. You gotta break this, the stones to get whatever it is I'm supposed to get here. So that is a thing. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. It's one of those things. I was riding hard and fast into when I was in the hole. That's all you need to know. It's all really anyone needs to know. Thank you guys for watching as always, and of course take a look, and if you enjoy everything, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all those things that YouTube asks of you. Really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.